Hi everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk and thank you very much for joining me today. It's Simply Sketch Saturday today. Now, if you don't know about Simply Sketch Saturday, briefly, it's a blog challenge, okay? And if you want more details about it, then if you hop on over to my blog, and the details are in the more information box below the video, you can find out all about it. But briefly, it's a challenge, and today's challenge, the criteria that have been set are to make a Christmas project, so far so good, using Island Indigo and Fresh Fig, which to me are not colours that I immediately associate with Christmas. So I'm going to have a go at making something. I've got an idea. I don't know how well it's going to work, but do you know what? Let's do it and see what happens. Okay, so I've gathered together the things that I think I'm going to use today. There may be one or two other bits and pieces that get added as we go along. We'll just have to wait and see. So my two pieces of card that I've been challenged to use are Island Indigo, and I've cut a piece that is 4 inches by 5 3/4, and that's going to be my card front. And then I've cut a piece to mat on it out of the Fresh Fig, and that is 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I'm also going to use a bit of Whisper White, and this is 3 1/2 by what's that? It's about 4 1/2, okay? But as long as it's 3 1/2 that way and more than 3 1/2 that way, it'll be fine. I've decided I'm going to use the Hearts Come Home stamps, and I've got the companion Hometown Edgelets, and I've got Fresh Fig, Island Indigo, and basic black inks. That was a bit noisy. I'm also probably going to use some Versamark, and I'm also thinking of using some clear embossing powder, but we'll see how we get on. I'm going to start by doing some work on the Whisper White card, and I've taken a 1 1/2 inch circle punch and a post-it note. Now this is the super sticky kind that's got post-it adhesive over most of the post-it. There's just a little bit there that isn't sticky, and I've stuck that down onto my card where I think I want my moon to be. Embossing buddy, and the reason why I didn't embossing buddy this before I put the moon down was because I didn't want to do anything that would stop the post-it from sticking to the card. And I've got this stamp from the Hearts Come Home set, which is like little snowflakes, and I'm just very lightly inking that up, and I'm going to just put a few random spots here and there. Twist it round. Okay. Let's see where all of that is going. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to get my clear embossing powder and just go over the top here. Okay. And I can see a couple of places where I've just caught the Versamark, so just going to sweep those away. Spots where I don't necessarily want the adhesive to be, and it's looking a little bit bare in this spot here, so I'll put one more. More embossing powder. Okay, I think that's gonna do me, so yeah, we're going to heat it up. Now at the moment there isn't a great deal to see because it's white on white, but that will make a resist. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sponge some colour onto my Whisper White, and I'm going to start with the Fresh Fig. I'm going to load up my sponge. I've got a piece of scrap paper down. As you can see, it's very scrap. And I'm just going to start at the bottom of my whisper lights. And I'm just going to work some colouring. Okay, I wasn't sure how well that was going to work, but actually I think it's done quite well. So if I can remove my post-it, I now have a brilliantly white moon. So let's bring in my basic black and my Santa and his sleigh stamp, and I'm going to ink this one up. Now, because this is a cloth pad, I'm just going to kind of rub my my stamp on the pad rather than trying to do my usual light tapping. Okay, so let's press that down. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the ink to transfer, and yeah, there you go. Quite pleased with that. I've got the Merry and Bright sentiment mounted up onto my block. I've got my Versamark ink. I've gone over my Island Indigo card with my embossing buddy, and I am just going to stamp Merry and Bright in the bottom right hand corner here. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the ink to transfer, and it's okay, it's not as straight as it could be, but you know what, it's a handmade card. Now this time I've got white embossing powder. Okay, because I want it to show up really, really well. And I'll just heat this and we'll move on to the next step. I'm going to cut away this bit of my fresh fig card. And I'm going to use this die, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on to my card, run it through my Big Shot, and then it'll cut as far as there, and then I'm going to move that along to there until I've cut out the whole edge. And I'm also going to do the same on this card. Alright, now I want to make sure that when I start cutting, I cut above the level of that Merry and Bright. I don't want to cover that up, so I'm just going to line up my cards, and if I make a little mark there, that's where I know I'm going to start. So I'm going to go over to my Big Shot and I'm going to do that, and I'm going to be right back. Okay, I'm back. Am I live? Yes. I'm back, and now I'm going to start laying up my card front. So I'm going to use a liquid adhesive because I want to make sure that I get into all of these little spots here. Okay, so I'm going to start with my my fresh fig layer, and I'm going to line that up onto the Island Indigo, and I'm using a cloth to push that down a little bit. Okay, and if the glue smooshes out, that's okay, because it's all good. Okay, that will dry clear. Here's the thought that I was trying to finish there. Okay, and same thing with this one. Just little spots along there. You see, I could have arranged that one a bit better. Okay, and this goes on to there like that, and same thing again. Use my cloth to press it down instead of getting my fingers all over it like I usually do. Okay, And I'm just going to do some finishing touches here with a white gel pen. I'm just going to catch in on the roofs of the houses here. Just to highlight them a bit. Just as though the moonlight is just catching on them. And I'm going to put in a few extra random stars. And I did go back and stamp some little mini stars in white there. And I'm going to extend this one a bit so that it looks like Santa is spreading stardust. See, I get caught up in what I'm doing and I forget to speak. And I forget that you can't hear what's going on in my head. Which, you know, is a blessing, to be honest with you. Because it can be strange in there sometimes. Okay, yes, that's more like it. That's more kind of random. Okay. And I think this is the point at which I need to say, step away from the card. So there it is. There is the finished card, and as per instructions I used Island Indigo and Fresh Fig, and it's a Christmas themed card front. So yeah, I think I met the criteria. What do you think? And hope you've enjoyed this video, and if so, then would absolutely love it if you'd click that like button below, leave me a comment, subscribe to my channel, why don't you, go and be a devil. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.